everyone, I am Sean, and welcome once again to my Horror Corner. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate that. Today, we are wrapping up Welcome to Derry. We're talking about episode 8 of this hit series. It's been going on, wrapping up this first season. Overall, this season has been so good, so much better, really, than I expected. And I can't wait to see what they do with the next season. But let's go ahead and talk about this one this morning. Welcome to Derry, episode 8, titled Winter Fire, directed again by Andy Muschietti, written by Jason Fox. I feel like I say his name wrong every time. That's why I say it so fast. And then it was released December 14th of 2025. The beginning of this episode, we get this incredibly dense, overwhelming fog just enveloping the entire town of Derry. We've got people running around in a panic. It also seems like something else is, possessing some of the people. And then we get Pennywise killing the school principal and luring the children into the auditorium. Wow, can't talk this morning. Into the auditorium. Dancing around, scaring them, and then, of course, showing them the deadlights to where he has now hypnotized all of the children. I felt like this was a great opening to this episode. Knowing this is the last episode of this first season, we had to go big. Like we had to really ramp things up now of everything that we've been building up to. Because, as I've said multiple times, one of the things that I think this series has done so well is storytelling. It's been so good at telling a story. And but now here we are into this final episode, and while that story still matters, you've really got to ramp things up now to go out with a bang. And I feel like this was a good way to start doing that. Um, the fog scenes look great. Uh, get the principal kill early, and then now all if I don't want to say all, there might have been a few here and there. Obviously, the kids that we've been following weren't there, but um, you know this huge amount of children now hypnotized under Pennywise's power. Great opening to this is what I'm trying to say. Um, from there, we do cut though to the kids that we've been following through this. Ronnie, Lily, and Marge. They're talking, and they see this fog rolling in. They immediately know that something is wrong. They also see the kids that are missing, kind of being lured by. I say the kids that are missing. They don't see the kids. They see posters of the missing kids, flyers, and they are they're kind of in shock here as well, because how did Pennywise get all of these kids so suddenly? And so, they decide to go out and investigate and try to find these kids and hopefully put an end to everything that's going on. Um, and so we do see that. We see Pennywise, luring these kids somewhere. The girls are in pursuit trying to find him. They steal a truck at one point. Marge is driving, kind of funny there. But yeah, also, Pennywise is able to call Leroy and taunt him about the fact that he has Will now, because we know he got Will at the end of episode 7. Um, Leroy goes to talk to Halloran. We see that Halloran is continuing to really struggle, having visions, hearing things, and is about to actually commit suicide before Leroy comes in and stops him. And then doesn't seem like it's going to work. It seems like Halloran's going to go ahead until Leroy tells him that, Pennywise now has Will, and that seems to stop Halloran, and he wants to help find Will and get Will out of danger. Um, Again, good scene here. I think the acting has been great in this series. The actors here that portray Halloran and Leroy continue to do a great job. A good scene here also, just kind of building up the dread, you might say, that's coming on Derry. You're feeling it here with Halloran struggling. And then Leroy ends up taking Halloran to Rose. And he also tells Charlotte about Will. Of course, she's very upset. Rose makes this special tea that helps quiet the voices in Halloran's head and stop the vision somewhat. And that way that Halloran can um, be able to try to help free will. One of the things that Halloran is now able to do is locate the dagger. He realizes that Lily has the dagger, and he starts trying to guide. There's a group there that's Leroy, Charlotte, Halloran, of course, Rose, Daniel. They're all out now going to try to find the girls and save Will. And so, again, pretty good stuff here. I do like the scene we get next is we see the girls, and we find out one of the things that Rose warns about with this dagger as they get ready to go try to find is that the power this dagger has and how it will try to basically this dagger is just going to want to go home, right? So whoever possesses this dagger is going to have more and more problems along the way. And we see that. We see Lily really beginning to struggle as she has the dagger. There's a moment where she kind of seems to lose it and go off on um, Ronnie and Marge. And so then the girls, they're finally able to get the dagger away from Lily long enough for her to kind of pull it back together. And they decide that as they continue along their journey, that they're just going to pass the dagger back and forth to where no one has it very long. Um, the girls get to Will and the other kids. They do find them there. Uh, they've got this dagger, so they're somewhat protected, but Pennywise is also playing around with them. We get a very cool scene here. I like the way this movie starts to bring things. This series starts to bring things together in this episode because we get a cool scene here where Pennywise takes Marge and he drags her away and he's tormenting her and mentions to her that in the future her son Richie Tozier and his friends will cause Pennywise's death. And so, we think that Pennywise is going to end up killing Marge. But right as he's about to do so, um, Halloran and the group shows up. Halloran is able to kind of somewhat get in Pennywise's head and freeze him. Um, which ends up, saving Marge. It saves Will. It saves all the other kids that have been under his spell. Um, Looks like we have this big triumphant moment, but then the military shows up, and when the military shows up, um, they end up shooting and killing Daniel. Very tough scene there if you like that character. They also uh, start to detain the adults because the military and General Shaw they're wanting to be able to use Pennywise basically themselves. The kids have the dagger again, so they flee. Um, we get a flashback to Pennywise at a carnival. We get a few more flashbacks here, but um, we see the kids really starting to struggle with this dagger. That the power they're having a hard time controlling it and getting it where they need to get to it. Shaw goes up and tries to talk to Pennywise. Pennywise ends up killing Shaw. Didn't see that coming for some reason. I don't know why. I guess I probably should have, but I enjoyed that. And then Pennywise takes off after the kids. But in the process of this, with everything going on, the adults are able to surprise the soldiers and kind of get back on track there. Leroy shoots Pennywise to kind of slow things down a little bit, but he is still in pursuit of the kids, and then he's actually able to show the deadlights to Leroy to stop him. And so now we've got Leroy kind of comatose and out of things. But just when you think that things aren't going to get any better, Pennywise is going to catch the kids. Rich's spirit shows up. There's kind of a funny scene where Pennywise is dragging himself because he's been shot, and we see Rich's spirit run by and flip off Pennywise, and the Rich is able to help the kids complete the ritual that they're trying to do to once again imprison Pennywise. We'll stop here. I don't know. In some ways, it's cool seeing Rich's spirit back and being able to help here at the end and kind of get, a redempting moment for him. Um, I think there's a lot of cool scenes here. Uh, Good shots. Pennywise is great. The kill on Shaw, I liked. Um, so, well, in some ways, it's cool to see Rich back, and I'm sure that's from what I've seen on social media, that's an incredibly popular moment with most people. I don't know if I like it. I'll just be completely honest with you. Like I said, well, in some ways, it's cool to see him back and see him get that moment. I don't know. It's also a little bit odd to me because I'm like, of all the people that Pennywise has killed and all of the things he has done, how is Rich the only one that's able to get back and help? I don't know. Just little things like that bug me sometimes. So I was wondering that. Again, it's cool. It's a fun moment, a cool moment, but at the same time, I'm just not 100% sure that I really like that. That's just me, and I'm sure that I am maybe the only person that feels that way because I know from what I've seen, a lot of people will really, really love this scene. And again, like I said, it is cool. I mean, it's cool to see Rich get that, but I don't know. I just don't know overall how I feel about it. But yeah, I'll move on. Now that Pennywise is imprisoned, we cut to the funeral. We see everybody, Leroy and everyone is fine again now. We get Rich's funeral where, the kids get to talk a little bit. Um, we also kind of see the kids have this last moment together, and we start to find out what everyone is going to do next, what's coming from here. Of course, we find out that Halloran is leaving. He's going to be a chef at a motel or hotel, excuse me. We all know where that's leading for The Shining. Uh, Ronnie and Hank leave Derry to go try to, have life somewhere else. Uh, Kind of some, a cool moment between Ronnie and Will um, before they leave. And then it looks like Leroy, Charlotte, and Will are also going to leave, but Rose talks to them and, wanting wishes they would stay and kind of help keep an eye on things. And initially they're going to go, but then Charlotte kind of has a change of heart. She talks to Leroy and they decide to stay there in Derry to help keep an eye on things. And then we kind of get this cool thing that pops up on the screen that says, welcome to Derry Chapter 1. Um, but from there, we get one more cut as we go now to Ingrid and find out she's been institutionalized. And then we got 26 years into the future where Ingrid sees Elfrida Marsh uh, has hung herself and committed suicide. And Ingrid gets to briefly meet Miss Marsh's daughter, Beverly, of course, from the It films. So a very cool moment there. I really liked that at the end as well. And I think a lot of other people did too, but I thought it was very cool. And that's pretty much episode 8 and the end of this series. Again, I had a lot of fun with this. I thought this episode was really good. I still think I don't know, overall, episode 7 may have been my favorite episode of the entire series, but I did feel like episode 8 was good. I feel like it ramped things up a little bit. We got a lot of good action. We got a few good kills. Um, we got to see the kids really work together and fight. We got to see the parents kind of come together. There's the big scene at the end where everybody that's been involved is all right there now. We've got the kids, we've got the adults, we've got the military. There's a lot going on, and it's done well. It's shot well. It's paced well. Um, yeah, I like a lot of what happened. Again, you get Rich's moment to where, even though it might not have been exactly what I wanted to see, it was still a cool moment. Um, and he does help the kids, get the upper hand and kind of the kids and parents working together where the parents are slowing Pennywise down until the kids can complete the ritual that they're trying to complete. There's a lot of good things in this, a lot of fun with this episode. I think I just really like the calls to the movie that we get to see throughout there. Halloran talking about leaving to go, be the chef at this motel. Because that's one of the things that I've really liked throughout this entire first series is Halloran's character and the shining ties and things like that we get to see. So, um, yeah, a lot of fun things in this episode. And wrapping this up, I think this has been a lot of fun. When this series came out and I was getting ready to start watching it, I wasn't sure exactly what I thought. I mean, I was looking forward to it. I wanted to see it, but I just wasn't 100% sure how it was going to go because you never know with this stuff. Sometimes it's, hit and miss. But I really think that horror has found an amazing way to keep certain franchises going, keep certain characters going through series now, through television series, aside from just movies. I mean, I want the movies to continue as well, but when I look back at like the Chucky TV series, which I thought was absolutely fantastic, and now we've got this Derry series, so we've got Pennywise, again, fantastic, and the fact that we're getting a lot of the same actors and those kind of things in these have been a big deal. That was huge for the Chucky franchise. That we still got a lot of those. Brad Dourif, Jennifer Tilly. Um, Fiona Dorff. I mean, just so many of this, Alex Vincent. I could go on and on, but this isn't about Chucky. But I like the fact that Bill Skarsgård is back for this, and then we get to see a few other characters here and there. So I think that's been huge, and I really like the fact that horror is now able to do that with series. And so I'm very curious to see what other franchises can pull that off. But overall, I really enjoyed this. I didn't really plan on giving it a rating, but if I was going to, I'm not going to rate each episode, but if I was going to rate the series overall, I think I would give Welcome to Derry probably it was really good, an 8, maybe 8 out of 10 for overall for the entire series. I really enjoyed it. Thought it was a lot of fun. Super excited to see where they go from here. There was some talk in this episode about how Pennywise isn't really held by time. That they know 27 years he's going to be back, but what will he do? Will he go back to the past to try to kill some of the people that stopped him this time? Will he go into the future? They left a lot open there and really mentioned some of the things. They kind of give hints at what they could do with Pennywise and what they could do with this series, which I thought was really cool. And so uh, I saw that there was going to be, originally it was planned for three. We'll see what happens, but I'm looking forward to season two already, and then we'll see what else happens from here. But yeah, enjoyed this episode. Really enjoyed this series. Let me know what you think. Did you like episode 8? Do you like this entire series now that it's this first season has come to an end? I want to know your thoughts on Welcome to Derry. So yeah, talk to me about it. I love the interaction. Talk to me about what you think on Welcome to Derry. Um, yeah, subscribe to the channel. I've got a lot of fun episodes still coming. We've got Christmas episodes coming this week as we get ready to wrap up the holidays here. I'll be talking about Jack Frost. I'll be talking about the original Silent Night, Deadly Night with my friend Aaron. Yeah, some good stuff coming this week as we get ready to wrap up the holidays and wrap up 2025. So yeah, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already so you don't miss anything. Follow me on social media. I'm pretty much on everything out there. Again, hit the like video on this one for me today. Leave me some comments. I love the interaction. And yeah, I'll wrap it up. I think next episode I'll be back with, we'll be talking about the horror comedy Jack Frost. So I will see you soon. Bye.